Hey guys and welcome back to the channel. With the Celiana Fright Fest and Arch-Tempered Velkhana being released tonight, I thought I'd put together a heavy bowgun and light bowgun sticky counter build to help you be prepared for the fight. From what we know about Arch-Tempered Velkhana and her updates is that her stagger thresholds have increased. Her hit zones are horrible for melee, which is why we're using stickies to ignore those hit zones. She has several different doors that will determine her attack pattern, on top of her already becoming more aggressive and faster with her attacks. So with this knowledge on the table, let's get into the sticky light bowgun and heavy bowgun builds to counter Velkhana. First we have the heavily defensive heavy bowgun sticky build. The build uses the 4 pieces of Fatalist, the helmet beta, the gloves beta, the waist beta and then the Elatrin boots beta. Since after you eat in the canteen for Bombardier when Agitator is active your stickies will reach their cap, there's no reason to any additional raw skills, so I chose to add Slugger Secret to the build, because if Arch-Tempered Velkhana's thresholds are going to increase then we need to increase our stickies' chances of consistently knocking her down for quality control during the hunt. The guard 5 is probably mandatory since I'm sure Velkhana is going to be hitting like a truck. Max recovery up to keep our health topped off. We only have 2 points of tool specialists, but the faster we get access to our mantles in this fight the better. 2 points of blight resistance because chances are she's going to be dealing ice blight like crazy, and without our stamina bar, our guard skill essentially becomes useless, so the any chance we have to ignore her ice blight the better. I don't know how many of her attacks will be unblockable, but based on my experience with base Velkhana, you're going to need guard up to be able to shield against her beams. I want you guys to think of this build as your introduction to the fight. Use this build in order to get accustomed to the fight and then use or switch to the second heavy bowgun build, which focuses a little more on the raw side, during the middle of the hunt. The second sticky heavy bowgun build runs the same armor pieces, but as for the skills we drop Slugger Secret because by the middle of the fight her thresholds for being knocked down should start becoming a little more resistant before she topples again, so we trade our Slugger for the last point of blight resistance and max peak performance. The peak performance is more for your clusters than you stickies. You lose a point of guard for this new setup, but you still get to keep the guard up skill for her beam. Now for the light bowgun sticky build. The build will be made up of the same pieces as the heavy bowgun sticky build, but use different skills. We're going to be using the Safi Aqua Shot since it's still currently the best sticky 3 light bowgun in the game even after Fatalist. We're going to use Agitator for the same reason as the heavy bowgun sticky build to cap our stickies, using Slugger Secret as well for more topples. Instead of guard 5 we're going to run evade window 5 so that we're not interrupted during our evading reloads and have enough free room to iframe through attacks. Blight resistance level 3 to guarantee that we won't have to deal with ice blight. Stamina is just as important for this build as it is for the heavy bowgun version. We didn't have much else to add that could help the build, so I also added max peak performance. With Agitator active your sticky is already capped, but peak performance is more for your landmines since they themselves don't have a cap, so we also run special ammo boost to get the most out of them when Velkhana sets them off. You'll still be at risk of getting ice blight, but you could change a free release and resistor decoration for a free release and fortify decoration and take advantage of your cards, because chances are you're going to card at least once against her when she's first released, so you might as well take advantage of it. And that's everything you need to know in the builds you need to take on Arch-Tempered Velkhana later on tonight. The builds are made for solo play but can also easily be used in multiplayer. But if you made it this far, I would like to thank you for watching, and wish you luck on our final challenge of Iceborne. We made it to the end, you guys were true Sapphire Star hunters, but until next time remember to stay classy hunters and to always hunt with style.